Hey everyone, and welcome to this explainer. If you're a focused learner looking for a really clear, high-impact path right into the healthcare industry, well, you're definitely in the right place. Today, we are laying out the ultimate roadmap to becoming a phlebotomy technician. These folks are basically the unsung heroes of medical diagnostics. We're going to take all the guesswork out of this career path and break down exactly what it takes from day one of your education all the way to the peak of your career.
We have a lot of ground to cover efficiently today. Here's our agenda. 1. The hook and the roll. 2. The fit. 3. The blueprint, covering education and funding. 4. The reality of the work and pay. And 5. The future of your career growth. Let's jump right in.
Starting with Section 1, the hook and the roll. What exactly is a phlebotomist?
Okay, we have to start with the core function of the job. Phlebotomy is fundamentally the act of drawing or removing blood from the circulatory system, and this is done through a precise cut or puncture. Now, why do we do this? Well, it's to obtain a vital sample for analysis and diagnosis. Think of it like being a medical detective. Every single time a doctor needs to know what's going on inside a patient, a phlebotomist is the one who secures those essential clues.
And you certainly won't be working in a vacuum either. As a phlebotomist, you are the crucial link in the chain. You'll focus exclusively on blood collection, but you'll be working shoulder to shoulder with doctors, nurses, and lab technologists in these really fast-paced clinics and hospitals. Moving on to Section 2, the fit. Do you have the right traits for this?
It is super important to do a quick, honest self-assessment here. You know, this isn't just about reading textbooks. It is a highly specific, very hands-on path. Not everyone is comfortable working around needles, blood, and, let's face it, anxious patients. So you have to ask yourself, does this align with who you are?
To be successful, you really need a specific cocktail of traits. First up, you absolutely must have excellent communication skills. You're going to be dealing with people who might be incredibly nervous, right? So your ability to calm and reassure them is huge. Second, you naturally need to enjoy science. And third, you must be exceptionally good at keeping records of your work. Literally, a mix-up in blood samples can have serious diagnostic consequences, so being meticulous with your organization is absolutely non-negotiable. All right, Section 3, the blueprint. Education and funding.
So the educational pathways for this career are actually surprisingly accessible. If you've completed your 10+2 with science, specifically physics, chemistry, and biology, you are instantly eligible for a diploma, which takes just 1 to 2 years to knock out. Or if you want, you can jump straight into a 3-year undergraduate degree. And the ceiling is incredibly high here. You could literally take this all the way to a doctoral degree in clinical laboratory technology, which takes another 3 to 5 years after you finish a master's. If you're sitting there wondering where to actually go to get these qualifications, there are departments all over the country. But just to give you a tangible idea of some indicative private institutes, you might look into places like the Tech Mahindra Smart Academy in Mohali or the George Telegraph College, which has campuses in Kolkata and Kharagpur. Now let's talk about the initial financial investment. Get this. An entry-level diploma course fee can start as incredibly low as 10,000 rupees a year. In the world of healthcare education, that is a crazy low barrier to entry for a specialized, highly in-demand medical skill. You're getting a professional qualification without taking on crippling debt. Naturally, as you scale up your education, those fees logically increase. A diploma might range up to 50,000 rupees, an undergraduate degree up to 150,000, and a postgraduate degree up to 200,000 annually. But remember, these are just estimates that vary by institute. And more importantly, you don't necessarily have to pay all of that out of pocket. Because strong financial safety nets totally exist here. If capital is tight, you can visit the National Scholarship Portal for ITI details. For loans, there's the Vidya Lakshmi portal, which is a massive resource. Plus, certain states like West Bengal, Odisha, and Bihar offer state student credit cards with extremely low interest rates. So trust me, the funding is absolutely there if you are ready to pursue this path. Next up, Section 4, the reality, work environment, and expected pay. Spoiler alert, this is not a sit-at-a-desk kind of gig. You are constantly on the move. Local travel is often required, and because healthcare operates 24/7, you can definitely expect shift work, 6-day work weeks, and being on your feet for 8 to 10 hours a day. It's a very active, fast-paced environment, so your stamina and your focus always need to be engaged. And you'll be applying all those active skills in some really dynamic environments. You could be working in major hospitals, specialized pathology labs, or even modern health startups.
Oh, and what's exceptionally wonderful about this field is its inclusivity. Opportunities explicitly exist for differently abled professionals in this sector, which makes it a highly accessible and welcoming career. So, for all that essential, fast-paced work, what does the compensation actually look like? Well, the expected monthly starting salary for phlebotomist generally ranges between 9,250 and 30,000 rupees. It is a really solid foothold that gets you immediate entry into the professional healthcare workforce with plenty of room to grow as you gain more experience. Which brings us to our final section, Section 5, the future, career growth and real examples. Because we don't just want a job, right? We want a long-term career. Let's ground this in reality with an inspiring example straight from the field. Take Mahesh Kayatri. Mahesh is a phlebotomist at MetaBuddy, a major digital healthcare platform. He's been successfully working in this field for nearly 10 years. And get this, he built this entire thriving career foundation starting with just a diploma in medical laboratory technology. Mahesh's story perfectly illustrates that clear upward mobility path. You do not have to stay at entry level forever. As you gain experience, hone those communication skills, and prove your meticulous record keeping, you can progress smoothly from a standard phlebotomy technician right into a leadership role as a head technician, where you're overseeing teams and managing entire lab floors. So we've walked the entire roadmap together today, from that highly accessible education all the way to an active, growing career. Now, the choice is yours. Almost every major medical diagnosis starts with you securing that sample. So are you ready to roll up your sleeves and become that absolutely crucial first step in a patient's healthcare journey? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and we will see you in the next one.